This is the last photograph of Jean Vosloo and his fiancée Marie Hoorn. It was taken at a holiday cottage on a farm in the Eastern Cape on the 25th of April. A few short hours later, they would both be dead. Jean and Marie were staying overnight with a friend, 𝘒𝘵𝘁𝘨 𝘠𝘭𝘪𝘱𝘩, in the 𝘂𝘁𝘁𝘨 on the banks of the 𝘂𝘁𝘪 River. Early on the morning of the 26th, their friend started looking for them. They were not in their bedroom. He called out for them, but they did not answer. He then found that the bathroom was locked from the inside. 𝘑𝘦𝘢𝘯𝘕 kicked the door in and found them lifeless in the shower. He rushed to call the Sankaree-Govender police. Jean and Marie were certified dead on the scene. There was no apparent cause of death. 𝘑𝘦𝘢𝘯 was traumatized by the incident and declined to speak to us about it. Jean's parents, Dr. Lawton Vosloo and his wife Christelle, were enjoying Sunday brunch when Christelle's phone rang. It was a police officer from Sankaree-Govender.
Hy sê vir my, ek wil jy net dat weet jou seun is oorlede. En ek kon dit nie glo nie. Ek het net gesê nee. Dit kan nie wees nie. My kind kan nie dood wees nie.
The officer informed them that Marie was also dead. Jean and Marie had met at university. They were young and fit and planning a future together. Their sudden demise was a complete mystery.
So young people don't die of a natural cause in a shower.
Vosloo suspected that something at the Kliphuis caused their deaths and hoped that the post-mortems would provide the answer. He went to speak to the physician who performed the autopsies.
She said they suspect or see no foul play. They can't find the cause of death.
Blood samples were taken and were sent away for toxicological analysis in the hope it would reveal the cause of death. But toxicology results from the National Health Laboratory Service can take years because of huge backlogs, says Dr. 𝘒𝘰𝘨, a private forensic pathologist.
In South Africa, all I can say, it takes very, very long to get a result. At one stage, it took 6 years to get a report.
Dr. Vosloo suspected that carbon monoxide poisoning could be the cause of death, but only a toxicology report could confirm it. When the story broke in the media, Vosloo's phone soon rang again. This time it was people reporting strange experiences at the Kliphuis.
Friends of friends of friends said to me they were in that same place, in that same house. They were in the exact same Kliphuis, and they had narrow escapes.
Taryn Janks and Jonathan Hill stayed in the Kliphuis for a weekend in August last year. While showering, Taryn suffered a sudden seizure. Jonathan heard a strange noise in the bathroom and rushed to check on her.
I found her slumped over, seizing, convulsing, eyes in the back of her head. I immediately grabbed her and I was trying to wake her up, sort of tapping on the face.
He sped off to the hospital, and on the way there, she came to. At no point at the hospital or afterwards could anyone tell them why she had collapsed. It remained a mystery. Then on social media, they saw a post about Jean and Marie's death and Vosloo's suspicions about carbon monoxide poisoning.
And we immediately sort of did a search for seizures from carbon monoxide poisoning, and everything just made sense. And then we actually realized how close she actually was to going into a coma.
I feel incredibly lucky. I didn't know how close we were to following the same fate. Yeah, I feel very sorry for the family and for those people. Yeah. I wonder why it wasn't me. Why did I make it out and they didn't?
Gas geysers in enclosed spaces can be lethal if installed incorrectly. When gas combusts, it generates heat, but it also produces other gases like carbon monoxide, a tasteless, colorless, and odorless gas that can overwhelm someone in seconds. It can be deadly in high concentrations. Monita and Louis Nell discovered this to their horror, also in the shower of the Kliphuis on a weekend getaway in October last year. On the Saturday evening, Monita and Louis went to shower. Monita suddenly felt dizzy.
And I can remember I took the towel and I started to dry myself, and that was the last thing that I can remember.
She lost consciousness and collapsed on the floor. When Louis tried to assist her, he also passed out. They were rescued in the nick of time by their son, who heard the commotion. Both Louis and Monita recovered, but the incident left the whole family traumatized. They also informed the owner, Gavin Pretorius.
Maar ja, ons het die Sondagoggend gerapporteer, want ek vind dis iets wat eienaar moet weet daarvan. Het help om stil te bly oor dit.
The Nels also suspected a faulty gas geyser and contacted Dr. 𝘂𝘪𝘀 with their story. There are strict regulations all gas installations must adhere to. The body that oversees the gas industry is the Liquid Petroleum Gas Safety Association of South Africa. Andre Valkenburg speaks on behalf of the association. The industry is regulated by legislation and only a certified person may install a gas geyser.
It is against the law to do your own gas installation. We find where incidents has happened and we investigate that specific incident. Okay? We find that it was an installation that was done by an unqualified person.
All gas appliance installations must carry a certificate of compliance certifying that the installation is safe and that the correct equipment has been installed.
So once you mess around with the oxygen levels in the room, you are messing around with your health.
Can people die?
People can die if that water heater is installed inside. That should not be installed inside.
Valkenburg also warns that the public must be careful and ensure adequate ventilation when using any gas appliance, including gas heaters in wintertime. Confronted with numerous accounts of guests nearly dying in the shower of the Kliphuis, Dr. 𝘂𝘪𝘀 commissioned a registered gas practitioner to inspect the gas geyser in the cottage. This is the report from the gas expert, and it says that the installation was done by the property owner and not in accordance to regulations. There was no permanent ventilation in the bathroom and there was no flue pipe to the outside. And the gas heater that was installed inside the bathroom was meant for outdoor installation only. We contacted Gavin Pretorius, the owner of the Kliphuis, but he declined to comment, citing the ongoing police investigation. It turns out that deaths from carbon monoxide poisoning in showers where gas geysers were incorrectly installed are not so unusual. Over the last few years, there have been several reports of people dying at holiday resorts because of faulty gas geyser installations. In September 2018, Mark van Rensburg was on a weekend biking trip into Lesotho. At an overnight stop, both Mark's daughter and his girlfriend, Sue Church, were found unconscious in the showers of their respective bungalows. Mark's daughter was found in time, but Sue was not so lucky. Mark discovered her lifeless body.
I ran, I picked her up, I put her on the bed, and I started giving her mouth to mouth. We tried to find out if anybody could do CPR. I'm not a professional, but I tried.
But it was too late. Sue had died, leaving behind 3 young children. Mark says there was a gas geyser inside the bathroom where it happened. There was no flue attached to take exhaust gases to the outside. There was no permanent ventilation, and the geyser was denoted for outdoor use only. He says these pictures of the gas installation were taken the day after Sue's death. Since the Lesotho authorities decided not to pursue the case further, Mark asked Dr. Reggie Perumal to do a second autopsy, a costly undertaking. Perumal sent blood samples for analysis to a private lab and got the results back within a day.
Her result was over 80% carboxyhemoglobin. In other words, the carbon monoxide gas had bound to the hemoglobin over 80%. So it was without doubt the cause of death.
Although it could never bring Sue back, uncovering what had caused her death gave those around her some measure of closure. But John and Marie's families still have no idea when they would be able to get answers from authorities. We contacted the Department of Health in the Eastern Cape, and this is what they had to say. The lab results can take many months or sometimes years, but the investigating officer has the authority to pressurize the lab to expedite the process. So, for now, all that the grieving families can do is wait and wonder. 𝘒𝘪𝘀 has vowed that he will not rest until the mystery deaths in the Kliphuis have been solved.
I owe it to John and Marie to get answers. I owe it to my children to get answers. If we find answers, it will no doubt save other people's lives.